I'm Tom.
And I'm George.
And we're talking to you today about new media technologies we believe we used in the creation processes and the evaluation stages of our product. We believe we used quite a lot of new media actually. We think we used some new media in the process of designing the digipacks and especially the online and the viral ads. The viral ad being something where it's very unclear what the advert is, so it adds intrigue to it, and we did this by adding just the QR code to a jigsaw, because obviously the jigsaw puzzle meets the name of the song that we chose, which was Jigsaw. So we believe that was a good sort of final touch to our marketing process.
We also used online feedback and the internet to get our video across to people, so like YouTube and such websites like that. And as I previously said in question 1, that we entered a competition through it got through YouTube, and then from there the video got put onto a website where people could vote for the band and for the video. We also used our blogs in order to just show our work and the process that we've taken to make this video and all the digipacks and magazine ads, and also as a way of getting audience feedback. We used a camera called a Nikon D300S, which is basically mainly used for photo work, but it's a HD camera as well with an autofocus lens. So because all throughout our performance we have this idea that it's kind of some shots go out of focus and come back in, and we quite like that effect because it's used quite a lot with the Pixies work.
And one other piece of new media that we think was especially useful is Photoshop, because my task was to make both the digipacks and the advertisements, and editing those, adding layers, adding effects such as the opacity, cut out and artistic effects. There was other filters that we used on our product, and we feel that without Photoshop we wouldn't have made the product as higher quality as we feel it is now.
Yeah, we also use Final Cut Pro X to edit our filming on. This is the most recent up-to-date Final Cut version, so we had access to sort of the best stuff we could really, and we used a lot of effects in there because we had a memory, and we had in the past visions and the performance obviously, and we used a lot of transitions to change between each sequence, and like the narrative and the performance, which works really well. Whereas because we used iMovie for a few cuts, but we couldn't do that nowhere near as well. So when we went on to Final Cut, it obviously shows through a lot in the work we've produced. And just in general, when you go back to edit, it all stays in sync together. Instead of an iMovie, if you take away a clip, then it all goes out of shape. So it's a lot easier to work with, and we found that it's a great learning curve, really. So we filmed on a Nikon D300S, which is a handheld camera with a lens on the front, and that was the autofocus lens which gave us that, as I previously said, the out of focus look. We mainly use that when from the performance, not less with the narrative, because we sort of want the narrative to all be in focus and clear. But then that camera is a 720p HD filming, so it's really good quality, and because it's my camera I know how to use it well, and I know the features on it and things like that, so easy to change lens, say if you wanted to zoom in on a shot or something like that. So it's really good work that we use that, and we also use that for the photos of the digipack and the magazine ad, the same camera.
Saved us booking a camera from the media room, so obviously we could go out and get what we needed whenever we wanted.
So we could do it during the holidays. It's just saved time massively. Also, we originally edited on iMovie. Found this good to sort of just get a quick rough cut together because it doesn't take too long to do, whereas the standard wasn't very high because we couldn't really use many effects, and we were limited to sort of like titles, whatever we needed, you know. So then when we moved on to, I think it was Rough Cut 3, when we finally started to use Final Cut Pro X, then we really started to explore with like more titles, more sort of frameworks, just everything really, and our video was sort of massively improved. And then from audience feedback, we showed the two. People said the third Rough Cut was a lot better after Final Cut. Basically using the same sort of shots and everything, it's just down to the editing process really, and then that worked out really well, so we were really happy with that.
And as I said before about the construction of the digipack and the magazine ads, Photoshop was really helpful in both the drafting and the final products, because helped with our research and planning, because we always knew from the start we would be using Photoshop, so we could get certain images, you know, from certain angles, and then layer them together, And then there was one point where I googled how to Andy Warhol style a jigsaw puzzle, which in the end we scrapped, but still it was good to sort of get that knowledge, because then I knew what sort of effects looked good, what could be used, and I think we used some of the Andy Warhol effect, or at least the cutout effect, in some of the booklet photos, which was useful, and there's a nice touch that we didn't have to do, but it all adds to the final effect of the product. And especially the viral ad, because we had to make a QR code for that and then use a Jigsaw template from Google. And then by using Photoshop we managed to cut it out so it was just the Jigsaw puzzle that was left in white and the rest was a black background, and then we laid on the QR code afterwards, making that look very sort of intriguing and sort of appealing to the audience. For the digipacks we needed to layer on text, needed to put black and white features on. We managed to use through Photoshop, I think it was a newspaper effect on the magazine ad for the background, and then it was an infrared effect in black and white that we used for the digipack covers. And going back to the magazine ad, for the image of George sitting on the swing, we decided we needed that in colour, so obviously we had to get an extra layer of the initial picture, which was obviously in colour first, and then layer that over the top of it in black and white so that it was still fully there. And also a major effect we used in the digipack, which on the front and the back, was to give a sort of impression that maybe George was swinging, because he was on the swing, so we had to use a lot of layers, sort of rotate them a little bit, reduce the opacity, and a lot of people in the sixth form class said they liked it. I mean, we didn't get a lot of time to get too much feedback from these products, but people who we asked to give their opinion on did say they liked that effect in particular, and on a whole they did actually say they liked the digipack and the magazine ads, so we feel those have been quite a big success.
We've also used such websites as Vimeo to obviously put the video online. Do share to upload our vodcasts, and so we can then embed them onto our blog and give a quick description of what's going on. We did those probably weekly, I'd say, and then just like an overview of the week, or say something on audience feedback or a post. We also use script for Microsoft documents that we wanted to upload for like storyboards and things like that, so to put on our blog. And like we use Blogger obviously for our coursework and just get marked and put our research onto, and then Twitter for audience feedback, Twitter and Facebook for audience feedback, sorry. And we also, YouTube was our main real website, because that's where we put our videos onto, and we put our podcasts and any information we used sort of video way onto there. And an example of us being put into the music competition adds research, as people in the industry saw the video and they offered feedback as well, so that's obviously giving a wider audience, we're getting it to more people and getting more views. Say, I think it was in the first 2 weeks we'd reached 300 views on our video, just through this, mainly through this website and through just people seeing it and typing this in movement or whatever to Google and YouTube and finding it. So shows like really like the power of the industry, really. It's quite helpful.
And linking into that, I think the viral ad and the barcode scan that we use, the QR code, I think that all together is good use of new media integration, because obviously the barcode can be scanned on any smartphone, so basically anyone at all, even outside of our target audience, could view the video providing they saw the advert. And obviously linking that with real people in the industry looking at it, and also like our sixth form community, and hopefully giving it to a wider community. I think that obviously really helped us, because quite a lot of people viewed it on YouTube.
We're on about 600 views now for our initial performance record, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, that is a tremendous amount for something that we did about a month and a half ago.
So more than that, so it's good work.
So I think all of that played into our hands quite well, and proved to be quite a success.